I've just been waffling about how awesome I am and about Father Time Can't Catch Me. And I forgot to start the YouTube. And we're on, ladies and gentlemen. We are on, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, guys, the world, I've just realized my collar's gone crazy. Look, guys, the world has gone absolutely crazy. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome, everyone. So, look, guys, I'm going to be honest with you right now. I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to have enough time to talk about everything. So, what we're going to be talking about today? Wow, so much we've got to talk about. Trump says he will meet in Hungary for Ukraine talks after a very productive phone call with Vladimir Putin. That those with the broadest shoulders should pay their fair share. MI5 chief frustrated by collapse of the Chinese spy case. At least three, look guys, okay, this may be changing through the live stream, okay? At least 3 Palestinians killed in Gaza today amid ceasefire. Gaza latest, Trump tells Hamas, the United States will kill you if you don't stop killing people in Gaza. So look guys, it's all gone crazy. Right now it's all gone crazy, guys. The world is crazy. And like, if you click, like if you do a Google search for breaking news, none of this will come up, guys. I'm telling you guys right now, the news is being manipulated. Also, Donald Trump, he approves. Donald Trump approves CIA operations in Venezuela. I'm going to be giving you guys what we know so far and what could happen next. Also, Iran is ready. Guys, Iran's ready. Iran is ready for a strike. What do I mean by that? Well, they've turned their dark fleet of ships have turned their transponders back on. What does that mean? That means, as far as I'm concerned, look, guys, when I give you guys this stuff, it's my own analysis, my own opinion, my own speculation, and of course, a lot of it's for entertainment purposes only. I have to say that. I give you stuff that is so far in the future. What we talk about, what I tell you is going to happen, it's so far in the future, it sounds wild. So if you're joining this channel for the first time, maybe it's a good thing to like not watch right now, but go and watch the stuff I was doing 6 months ago, because that'll be current. But you know what? If you want to know what's going to be happening in the next 6 and 12 months, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, bell notification. And guys, look, join the chat. Join the chat, ladies and gentlemen. We're triple streaming this evening. We are on YouTube, we're on TikTok, and we are on X. So if you can't get your comment through on either of those platforms, try cross-platform pollination and you will get your comment through. So right, guys, I'm going to start. Guys, look. Civil war in the United Kingdom is inevitable. It's like I'm gonna touch. When we jump over to YouTube later on after I've closed you guys down on TikTok, I'm gonna open this up a little bit more. What I'm seeing right now, guys, like I'm gonna come on to Iran in a second, guys. Okay. What I'm seeing right now in the United Kingdom is civil war. But they're going to have a new word for it. Civil war normally would be where there's 2 opposing sides. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? There ain't going to be 2 opposing sides. There's going to be like maybe seven opposing sides. And they're going to be allied with different people depending on who's being defeated and who's not being defeated. Guys, I promise you, if you have the means and you have the capacity to get out of the United Kingdom, get out now, because nothing good is coming to the United Kingdom. It's going to be good if you're a journalist. If you're a journalist and you want to come and get some good, you want to come and make some good content, get yourself to the United Kingdom. Nothing good is coming. I'm gonna touch on that more later when we jump over to YouTube, guys, because I'm going to be saying some things that would get me banned on. That will get me banned on TikTok. And guys, look, you guys know how many times I've been banned on TikTok when the live stream just goes off and I'm like, oh, I've done it again. But look, guys, the Dark Fleet. Iran preparing for a strike. Iran prepares for a strike. Iran is preparing. Look, guys, I believe, my speculation is And look, just because the mainstream media are not as smart as me, just because your admirals and your generals and your colonels are not as smart as me, doesn't mean that it's not happening. I've been talking about this for a long time, a long time. Do you know how I know I've been talking about this for a long time? Because all my videos are public record. You can go back 12 months, check out my videos on asymmetric naval warfare. Yeah, I've done those videos, guys. I've talked about asymmetric naval warfare. It's coming. So in the mainstream media today, guys, in fact, let me get this up. Give me a second. Is it that one? Yes. Where do I go with this? There's so many. After years in the dark, Iran's tankers switched their transponders back on. Oil tankers going dark off Malaysia as trade draws scrutiny. Dark ships are moving sanctioned oil around the globe. So what does this mean, guys? Look, for the layperson, if you live in the United Kingdom and you don't really understand what this means, the world is run on oil. That's the reality, guys. It's going to be run on oil for the next 100, 200 years until we find ways to get in, until we release nuclear fusion. Yeah, nuclear fusion, and then we'll just be run on nuclear fusion. But right now, and for the next 100 years, the world is run on oil. Now, contextually, Iran have unmarked oil ships, and because remember, guys, it's all about the Strait of Hormuz right now. So the Strait of Hormuz is controlled by Iran, and obviously Iran will let its ships go past, and anybody else they won't let go past that they don't agree with. Now, Iran have been playing with their transponders on their oil ships. Look, guys, I have been saying for the longest time that at some point we are going to get an attack. By we, I mean US Navy, NATO Navy, British Navy, I don't know what else is the Navy, French Navy. You know, they are going to get an attack. Somebody's going to be attacked by an oil tanker. I promise you guys, I've been talking about this for a long time. Nobody's really listening because it's not out on the mainstream. But trust me, go back through my other videos, the stuff I said previously, it happens, and then the mainstream comment on it, and they're playing catch up. US Navy, whoever is going to get an attack by the Iranian civilian shipping fleet. Now, here's the thing. Because this is a dark fleet, because nobody actually knows who this is registered to, it's going to be how do you pin that on anyone? So imagine this scenario, ladies and gentlemen. The United States, whatever, one of their strike carrier groups, they have their aircraft carrier billions, maybe $3, $4, $5 billion. They have destroyers, they have frigates, they have battleships, they have logistical support. Imagine if those ships start to get sunk by drones, and nobody knows where these drones are coming from. Although the only shipping region is an oil tanker, but that's a civilian oil tanker, and it's full of oil. We know it's full of oil because it's really low down in the water. And guys, look, I've been speaking about this so many times, but it seems like it's happening in real time right now, guys. Okay, so can you imagine what you would do? So you, wherever you are, whoever you are watching this right now, imagine that you are in charge of that of that naval strike carrier group. What do you do? One of your ships just had a drone strike and it sank. Well, what do you do? Right, okay, it came from that drone flew from the area. We know this because of radar. Jesus Christ. Sorry, guys. I'll come on to that about civil war. I've just seen somebody run up to a woman and do something. Jesus Christ, why would you do that? Yeah, we're over, guys. We're over. Civil war's coming to the United Kingdom. I'll talk about this later when we jump over to YouTube. But imagine you're in charge of that strike carrier group, and you're there, you're in charge. First of all, one of your logistics ships, it sinks, and you're like, "Oh, what happened there?" And you're like, "Oh, I think it was a drone strike." Where from? Well, I don't know. The only thing that's in the region is that civilian oil tanker. Oh, all right. Well, it can't be that because that's a civilian oil tanker. No way that a drone could be launched from a civilian oil tanker. Do you think the Russians and the Iranians don't have the capacity to launch drones from their oil tankers? Do you think it's not the most fucking genius tactic you have ever heard of? And while everybody's laughing and making fun, and Mark Rutte said, "I don't know if it's hunt for Red October or hunt for a repair shop." Yeah, Mark Rutte, you're gonna get all your ships sank by civilian shipping vessels, and you're not gonna be able to strike them back, because if you strike them back, you're gonna have an environmental disaster. Not that funny, is it, guys? Not that funny. Not that funny. You got all these admirals and colonels and generals. They don't know what they're talking about, guys. But look, Iran, the Iranian dark fleet have turned on their transponders. Now, this to me is signaling that they are getting ready for a strike. That means they've turned on their transponders on some of their... Look, guys, and I'm giving you guys my own speculation, analysis, and opinion. You're not going to get this anywhere else. I promise you, guys, you're not going to get this anywhere else. You know why you're not going to get this anywhere else? Because nobody else knows what they're talking about. If it comes to tanks, bombs, guns, planes, trains, and automobiles, guys, nobody else even comes close. So the Iranians have... I'm just going to give you what I think is happening, guys, okay? The Iranians have turned on their transponders on some of their dark fleet. That to me is signaling they are getting ready to do a strike. Now, they will be doing a strike from one of their oil tankers that is not turned on, that does not have the transponders turned on. So what that means is they have plausible deniability now. Oh no, all our tankers have our transponders turned on. No Iranian tankers were in that region. Oh, well, whose tanker was it then? I don't know. It didn't have a transponder on. It could have been anyone's. That's where we're going right now, guys. I promise you, in the next 2-3 months, maybe 4 months, maybe around Venezuela, you are going to see a very expensive, top of the range warship, battleship, frigate, maybe even aircraft carrier sunk by a drone. And that drone will hail from an oil tanker. Think about it, guys, just like logistically. Are you going to spend all your money, time, effort, resources in developing a navy to go and fight the US Navy? Never going to happen. You ain't never going to have enough money to do that. Never. Never, 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 never. You ain't never going to have enough money to do that. Okay, so what are you going to do? You still need to defeat that navy. Okay, you're going to have to think asymmetric warfare. You're going to have to think non-conventionally. And this is the future of naval warfare, ladies and gentlemen. I've been talking about this for a long time. It is happening right now, guys. And I believe, I'm predicting, mark this video, in the next couple of whatever, you are going to see a strike. You're going to see a strike on a US ship or a NATO ship, whatever. You're going to see a strike on a ship. And I think it might not be, guys. I'm just speculating that this will be a ship off the coast, a US ship off the coast of Venezuela. That's what I'm predicting, guys. That's what I'm predicting. Right now, I'm predicting that. And nobody will ever know. They'll say, oh, what ship is this? What ship is, oh, it's gone now. It's in international waters. We can't do anything. Oh, it's gone. Oh, God, they've turned the train. Oh, what's happening? What's happening? Oh, it's in a shipping lane. We've lost it. That's the reality, guys. That's the reality of what's coming. And then all these people who are laughing at the Russian Navy, at the, at the Iranian Navy, you're going to really quickly learn about asymmetric warfare, why you need people like me fighting and winning the wars for you. Instead of paying your army a salary per month, just pay me for results. That's where we need to go, guys. So British military spend, I don't know, whatever. Instead of doing that, you just pay me for results. Say, Sean, we need to sink this aircraft carrier. I'll go, all right, how much are you going to pay me? They'll say, well, this is what we'll pay you. I'll say, consider it done. Sean, we need to overthrow this government. How much are you going to pay me? Yeah, it needs to be double that, mate. Double? Yeah, I'll let it go. Double? Yeah, double it. Yeah, you're going to double it? Yeah. All right, consider it done. 6 months, they'll be gone. Just pay me. Pay me instead. Stop giving your money to the military. Stop giving your money to the Navy. They don't know what they're talking about, guys. They don't understand asymmetric warfare, which is where... Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to come on to this. I'm going to come on to... Oh, hang on a minute. Gemini, we may have some breaking news. Gemini Blessing is saying Trump to make statement. I bet it's about Venezuela. Guys, look, if you're on TikTok, Gemini Blessing has just come up and she said Trump is about to make a statement on GB News. Right, let me get this on now. GB News. Right, what I'll do is I'll keep this playing in the background, and if I see big old DJT jump up, I will pause this. Let me get this up, guys. Give me a second. Ah! You guys don't want the ads, right? All right, give me a second. I'll get rid of these ads, and then we will. Okay. Right, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. Donald Trump to make a statement imminently. Donald Trump's imminently to make a statement. Look, guys, if this is like a big statement, I will just close the live stream down and I will reopen a new live stream with that as the new heading, guys. I will. I've got this on right now. I've got this on right now. And as soon as Trump makes this statement,
ourselves of some of the previous meetings that President Trump has had with Zelensky. Don't go anywhere. This is you again tonight with me, Beth.
So, guys, look, I do have this on right now. As soon as and it's live and it's current. As soon as that comes on and it's happening, I will jump over, guys, and I will get that. Okay. So let me move this into a different. Let me move this onto a different screen. Right, I think we're good, guys. Yeah, we are. Let me close that, make that a little bit smaller. Let me do that one as the background. Sorry, guys, give me a second. Right, there we are. We're good. We are good. Right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, guys, so much stuff's been happening today. The main thing I want to talk about while I'm streaming on TikTok is asymmetric naval warfare. Iran, I believe, are preparing for a strike, an asymmetric strike, a deniable strike, a third-party strike, a strike that is, that has plausible deniability. But look, guys, let me try and get through the rest of the breaking news for you guys, because so much stuff's been happening. I'm going to monologue right now, and then I will jump over and I will get the comments, guys. Okay, I'll do Trump talking about Ukraine, and then I'll jump over. So there's due to be another meeting with Donald Trump, and this is breaking, guys. This is from 18 minutes past, so 2 minutes old. So what we know so far. Trump says plans are being made to meet with Vladimir Putin in Budapest in Hungary. The phone call was initiated by Russia, lasted for over 2 hours. Are they doing video calls and selfies and stuff? No, you hang up. No, you hang up. And then you did. And we like, no, you hang up. I don't know whether that was a thing. But the Trump phone call, sorry, what we know so far is this was initiated by Russia. It lasted for over 2 hours. Ukraine's request for Tomahawk missiles was discussed, and that's according to Kremlin sources. Before any summit involving the two leaders, top diplomats from the US and Russia will meet next week. Look, guys, what we know and this is from, I'm reporting this from the BBC, so I can't get done for fake news. So let's just read that again, guys, okay? Before any summit involving the two world leaders, top diplomats from the US and Russia will meet next week. So look, guys, remember, how many times have I said this? So if you guys think that I don't know what I'm talking about and I just jump on here and waffle and invent stuff, how many times have I said, ladies and gentlemen, how many times have I said that when these two world leaders meet, all the stuff's already agreed, and the stuff that's not agreed is really happening behind the stuff that's happening next is being discussed behind closed doors. I've said that all the time, guys. That's the reality, and that's the way that things work. So that's what we know so far. What we don't know, what don't we know? So it's still unclear when this Budapest meeting will happen between Trump and Putin. Maybe later on, guys. Again, this is breaking news. Maybe later on today we will get this. We will get a time and a date. The location of the pre-summit meeting between Russia and the US officials, again, it's also unknown. I don't think that really matters. We don't know if any Ukrainian representatives will be invited to the planned Trump-Putin summit. I would suspect not. I don't think they're going to be invited, guys. Look, ladies and gentlemen, that is breaking news right now. I will keep everybody informed, and if that turns out to be something of relevance and not just, hey everybody, I hit a hole in one today on a par 3. It was one of the greatest shots I ever did. If it's just something like that, I'm probably just going to gloss over it. If it's involving, excuse me, if it's involving Ukraine, if it's involving Russia, World War III, I will let you guys know and give you guys my real-time analysis. Okay, also, ladies and gentlemen, so look, guys, there's so much to get through today happening in the world. It's unbelievable, okay? So Rachel Reeves now, you know how if you live in the United Kingdom, they said they're not going to raise taxes, and every time they had a chance to raise taxes, they raised taxes. So it turns out that from The Guardian today, Rachel Reeves says those with the broadest shoulders should pay their fair share of tax. Do you know what I'm hearing on that? What I hear is, if you live in the United Kingdom, get out now. Get out now. Nothing good is coming. So if you've done well, if you've worked hard, if you've bothered your ass, if you've got up every morning, worked at a business, pushed, drove, succeeded, provided a better product and a service than somebody else's, and you've done well, guess what? You, good sir, are about to be taxed beyond belief, taxed into oblivion. You, sir, will be taxed into poverty, while people over there who are in hotels or who are a hotelier, let's just say hoteliers, and use that as code. Let's just say the hoteliers, you know, those guys are making a tidy profit because those guys are working for the government. So the Chancellor adds, she wants to get the balance right and not deter wealthy people from making the UK their home. Right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have, like, I don't mean if you have it in property, I mean, like, if you've got over, like, 5 million in assets right now. Yeah, do you know what? If you've got over 2 million in assets, I don't know if anybody who's watching's got over 2 million in assets. If you have over 2 million in assets right now, guys, are you going to come and live in the UK? I would struggle to see why you would do that. But look, guys, we all know that's coming. We do. I've got lots to get through. Let me skip that ad. Yeah. So taxes are coming, guys. Rachel Reeves is saying it now. So remember how it's, we're not going to tax the working people. We're going to get them bloody billionaires, you know, them billionaires who are sat on them yachts. We're going to rate tax them. And them corporations, we're going to rate tax them. Right, okay, they've all gone now. They ain't paying tax. You're getting less income. Right? Well, it looks like we're going to have to tax them working people then, doesn't it? What's definition of a working people? I don't know. Nobody would say it because nobody wants to get drawn in because it were all part of plan to tax people in first place. Dilly. That's where we're going right now, guys. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm live streaming. We are live streaming. We're on YouTube, we're on TikTok, and we are on X. Please show your support, ladies and gentlemen. Like, following, and subscribing. Whether the buttons are down there on YouTube, up here on TikTok, or like up there somewhere on X. Really do appreciate that, guys. The first part of this live stream is going to be on YouTube, TikTok, and X. I then will close down the TikTok and we'll just be going over to YouTube and we'll just be talking on YouTube, guys, okay? So MI5 chief frustrated by the collapse of the China spy case. So look, guys, you know, there's a case going through in the United Kingdom right now. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really understand what, how, where, when, why. But what I do understand is what we're being told is not the real story. The real story is the amount of foreign investment that we have in our critical infrastructure. I'm talking about gas, electricity. I'm talking about national grid. I'm talking about nuclear power. I'm talking about water. That is the real story that nobody's talking about. Everybody wants to picture this like, you know, a Chinese, like, what's that guy off G.I. Joe? There's like a Chinese guy and he's got his hair like that on G.I. Joe. I don't know his name. But like everybody wants to picture this like really tall, good looking Chinese guy with fancy hair and like a white leather jacket. Maybe even like a ninja sword or something. You know, and he's paying off British politicians. That's what people want to picture. That's not the real story, guys. The real story is what's happening to our infrastructure. It's been sold, and once it's been sold, that means our money, our money in payment, that profit goes to another country. We are enslaving ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, guys, I've got a lot to get through this afternoon, this evening. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, okay, so I'm going to talk about this. There's been 9 updates since I started this, okay? At least 3 Palestinians killed by Israel in Gaza amid ceasefire. I'm going to go down, guys, and get the updates, okay? Right, I'm going to go down to, like, what we're on, 32 minutes. Right, okay. Israel claims responsibility for attacks on civilian sites in southern Lebanon. Aston Villa says Israeli football fans barred. Okay, whatever. I'm not interested in that. Don't care about football, guys. No more than 480 aid trucks entered Gaza yesterday. Media office. So look, guys, what we understand from this is the latest from Gaza. It's developing, it's insane, it's wild, and it's biblical, guys. Okay, what's happening there right now is absolutely crazy. You know, there's been a ceasefire. As soon as there was a ceasefire, Hamas and what did they say? Armed clans started shooting each other. There were executions on the streets, guys. There were street executions. Are these the type? 7 seconds ago, guys. Okay, hang on, from Gaza. Who pays to rebuild Gaza after Israel's devastating war? Well, look, guys, this was Israel's war, funded by the United States, so I've no doubt that the British taxpayer will pick up this tab. The United Nations estimates more than 70 billion is needed. Doesn't rocket right? Doesn't right? It's a 28-minute video. We're not going to play that, obviously. More latest from Gaza. So now Donald Trump, and this is from Sky News, guys. Donald Trump tells Hamas, the US will kill you if you don't stop executions. And look, guys, as far as I'm concerned, like, if you're there, you're telling the world you're starving. Oh, we're starving. We can't do anything. We've been defeated. Oh, God. Oh, he's so bad. And then as soon as there's a ceasefire, there's mass executions in the streets. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I've said this many times before, okay? If you've seen the videos of those executions in Gaza, verified by the BBC, so I can talk about them. This has been verified by the BBC now. So if you've seen those videos, guys, you know what I'm talking about, right? What I'm saying is those guys had masks, right? They did. 100% those guys had masks. Do you think that there is any possibility those people did that? You know what I'm talking about there, guys. You guys, ex-military, you guys know what I'm talking about. This is my safety. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? You hear me out, fam? Those guys, do you think there's any likelihood that those guys said, well, do you know what? I might get done here by international courts. Yeah, I'm just going to get in with that. I'm just going to go with those refugees there. I'm going to go back to the United. I'm going to go to the United Kingdom. Those guys have got a sweet gig. Those guys in the UK have got, look at that food. Those guys have got a sweet gig in the United Kingdom, as long as it's halal. So Donald Trump has threatened Hamas over the group's reported executions in Gaza since the Israeli military withdrew. So you've got, well, look, guys, I'm just going from Sky News. You guys can be as critical as you want with that. The Israeli military withdrew from Gaza, and as soon as they withdrew, executions. So I don't know, guys. Take of that what you want, but you know that's been verified by the BBC, so I can talk about it. Like I said, guys, Donald Trump has said he's threatening Hamas over the group's reported. Oh, hang on, we may have Donald Trump. No, we don't. We have a weather report. Guys, look, if you're joining right now, Donald Trump is due to make a speech. I've got him over there, and as soon as he starts talking, I will let you guys know what's happening and give you guys my perspective. Donald Trump's been threatening Hamas over the reported executions since the Israeli military withdrew. Meanwhile, family says the Gaza peace agreement cannot continue unless Hamas return all the dead hostages. So I think that's quite fair, guys. If something was in a negotiation, like if you go to a car dealership and you agree to pay X amount of pounds for a car, and then you say, "Yeah, I've got your car now. I'm not going to pay you." Kind of doesn't work like that, does it? You have to agree. Like if you're going to agree to these things, you have to agree to them. Again, I don't know how much credibility you guys give these people, but I would say the people negotiating may or may not be the ones in charge. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so much to get through tonight. Like I said, look, guys, and I appreciate I am just data dropping on you guys. Trump approves CIA operations in Venezuela. So what do we know so far? What's next? So Donald Trump has greenlit CIA covert operations in Venezuela. and that ground attacks might be next. Look, guys, let's cast our minds back to this time last year, actually. This time, October last year. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? You hear me fam? Big up one time, yeah? Lots of love, fam. Hearing me, feeling me. Bring the love in, guys. Bring the love in. So you guys remember this time last year when the drones, the crazy drones, were the UFOs, the UAPs, they were all over the United States. They were all over the East Coast of the United States. All over, guys. We're all over New Jersey. Oh, God. Oh, what's happening with these drones? What are they? What are they? It's UAPs. It's alien. Do you know Jesus? Do you know Jesus? I know Jesus. Do you know baby Jesus? Oh, I know baby Jesus too. Oh, he knows Jesus. Oh, it's Jesus speaking to us, honey. It's baby Jesus. My most famous love of the Jesus spectrum. It's baby Jesus. Guys, it wasn't baby Jesus. I promise you it wasn't baby Jesus, but Jesus. What this was, and I did a long YouTube video on it. Like, if you guys want to go and check this out, like I say, ladies and gentlemen, all my information is public record, guys. It's all out there for everybody to see. I did a video and I told you guys exactly what this is. This is it Northrop Grumman? Yeah. So Northrop Grumman have a system called the Manta. It's either the Manta Ray or the Sea Manta. You can Google it. You can find. Do you know what? I'll do it now. No, it's Manta Ray. Yeah, it's the Manta Ray drone. So it's a Northrop Grumman Manta Ray drone. You guys can go and check this out yourselves. And look, guys, when I'm giving you guys this real-time analysis, it took me about a minute. It took me longer to find credible videos on X because I was busy at that time. You guys have been following me for a while, you remember. It took me longer to find a credible video on X than it did to give you guys the answer. So while everybody's saying, oh, it's UFOs, it's UAPs, it's aliens, I was like, give me a minute, show me the footage. I was like, no. That is Northrop Grumman Manta Ray drone launching seaborne quadcopters, seaborne fixed wings from their Manta Ray drone, and they are testing their uplink and downlink with the Starlink satellite communications. Literally, guys, I said that over a year ago. Well, a year ago, actually. Oh, God, the video got very little views, guys. That video got very little views. Do you know why it got little views? Because people don't understand. People don't understand people don't understand in the future. If I tell you guys what's going to happen in the future, nobody will care. If I tell you what's happening now, oh God, everybody wants to know. But that's why you guys are on this channel, because you guys are the 1%. You guys are the fantastic percent. You guys are not bothered about what's happening now. You guys want to know, like I do, what's happening next. So when we talk about Venezuela, this is what's coming, guys, okay? This is what's coming. There's going to be a series of drone strikes on the south coast. Sorry, not on the south coast. Wrong. On the coast of Venezuela. That is going to be softening up for potential ground offensives. Now, look, guys, I'm just going with these articles from the mainstream media, but the drones in New Jersey, that's what it was. It was the US military testing their own capability. And that capability, there was the Ukrainians have just done it themselves, actually. The Ukrainians have just done something slightly different. They did, off the top of my head, the Ukrainians have just got a seaborne drone. It's not a submarine. It's very shallow, and it's like you can find submarines by looking deep. There's like a sweet spot that nobody's like exploited yet. And so, okay, so naval warfare, ladies and gentlemen, right? I'm not an admiral. I've not got naval experience, but you know what? I can guarantee you that I know more about what's coming than your best, most expensive, high-ranking admiral, general, colonel, whatever all they've got and however many medals they've got. Doesn't matter, guys. I will like tell them what's coming. I'll tell you guys what's coming, and then those colonels and admirals will look back on these videos and they'll say, "Hoddy, hoddy, ho!" if they're French, obviously. So I'm telling you guys what's coming now. These drones, these manta ray drones, and these fixed wings, you know, it's all capacity. Essentially, it's all getting that munitions to point of entry, to point of use. Case use scenario. So what I'm saying here is the Ukrainians have developed their own system where they're using fiber. So you've got a pitch of water that's not being utilized. So you can imagine your active radar. So your active radar is scanning for ships. What is a ship? Oh, we're looking for something, you know, 10, 15, 20 meters high, made of steel. Yeah, okay, right, we're looking for it. Right. Oh, that's something. Okay, then underneath the water, you've got your sonar looking underneath the water. Bing, 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 bing. What are we looking for? Oh, we're looking for something long and hard and full of semen. Don't laugh. Don't laugh, guys. We're looking for something long and hard and full of semen. That's what a submarine is, right? Long, hard, full of semen. You know, what is it? Well, right, we're looking for this sort of signature, right? Woo, woo, woo. You know, and they may or may not find it. Right there, where the water breaks, there's a sweet spot, guys, that nobody looks for. And that's where the Ukrainians are exploiting. The Ukrainians have these, again, it's open source media. I've known about this for quite a while, but I'm never going to talk. Look, guys, I know about a lot of stuff, but I just don't talk about it because I can't. What I can talk about is as soon as it reaches mainstream media and as soon as I see it on social media, I can talk about it. That's fair game. So there's that like little patch of maybe like, I don't know, call it 2-3 meters where the waves break, that you can have a slow moving drone that can send out quadcopters on fiber optics. That's what the Ukrainians have done anyway. So look, guys, it does look like Donald Trump. Well, do you know what, guys? It doesn't look like Donald Trump has approved CIA operations in Venezuela. So that's the reality of that situation, guys. It does, and I think that will mean using drones, the Northrop Grumman manta ray drone off the coast and pushing things forwards that way. Right, ladies and gentlemen, what time are we on? 46. Whew. Sorry, guys. I just did a massive data drop on you guys right then, but there was a lot to get through. I will be covering the incoming civil war in the United Kingdom as soon as we jump over to YouTube, guys. But this would get the live stream banned on TikTok because I'll be saying things that will get the live stream banned. Right, I'm going to jump over to YouTube, guys, and get the comments. There has been so many comments on YouTube. Hang on, guys. Let me get these comments on. Right. Lisa Jane is saying, my cupboards are being sick that they are full of food, James. Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? It's better than having them empty. I think I think people in the UK right now are just in survival mode. People, I spoke to Sarah. Me and Sarah were talking today. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but there's rumors about Donald Trump and the United States opening up a refugee program for white Christians who want to move over to the United States. And I was like, listen, do you know what? Let's be realistic here. Is this for us? And we didn't say no. You know, I'm not going to lie to you guys. We didn't say no. It really is an option for us. Donna Hogan is saying Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has just landed in Washington. Well, I hope he's wearing a suit. Yes, I come today and I'm wearing costume. Right, guys. So you know when Volodymyr Zelensky said, I think people thought it was a bit of a diss. It's not. The word costume in Ukrainian means suit. That's what it means. It's like, yes, you are wearing costume. But I think he also understands the dual meaning of it. Andrea Fenton is saying, I'm fed up. Andrea Fenton, what are you fed up with? Tell us what you're fed up with, because I don't know what anyone can. Like, look, guys, the stuff that's happening right now around the world. Look, guys, and I just data dropped on you, on everybody right now. Like, each one of those stories there could have been at least an hour on itself, and I just like rattled through that real quick. Philip Gray is saying it's the eye of the tiger. I don't know what that means, but look, guys, I'm all down for some classic Rocky. I am. My favorite one is when he's driving that Lamborghini really fast and he's changing gears. Like, what is it? We're not indestructible. What's that song called? But I don't know why. I don't know what that is, but that's like my favorite Rocky. When he gets in his Lambo and he's when Ivan Drago's just beaten Apollo Creed and he's driving real cold. Oh, Donald Trump's on, guys. Donald Trump's on.
I want to thank Libby Horn, who is the Senior Vice President of Fertility of EMD Serrano. So I want to thank you. Let's see.
So, guys, Donald Trump is giving Ukraine war update. Look, guys, I'll give the Ukraine war updates. Thank you very much.
Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., whose wife destroyed the people of The View yesterday. I have to say that. I'm not going to ever get into an argument with her. And you've decided, you learned that a long time ago. You guys on YouTube, can you hear this?
Howard, Secretary of Labor, Lori Chavez DeRima. Thanks, Lori. Howard, thanks. CMS Administrator, Dr. Mehmet Oz, who's a fantastic guy, and he's done really well. FDA Commissioner Marty McCary. Thank you, Marty.
Thanks, Donna.
Senator Katie Britt, who got me started with this whole thing when she called up to say...
Donna, I can't respond to you on TikTok again.
Right? We got to do something, sir, and we did it very quickly. Probably in 24 hours, it was done. Congressman Richard Hudson, a great guy, and his wife Renee. Richard, hi, Richard.
There's a lot of waffle. There's a lot of waffle.
Advocate Samantha Bush, who's a very respected person. For years, Americans...
Samantha Bush? Is she like an adult entertainer?
...in their quest to start a family, and IVF is among the most expensive treatments of all. A single round of IVF in the United States can cost up to $25,000, can actually go a lot higher than that. And many couples require multiple rounds for a successful pregnancy. A major reason for these high prices is the excessive cost of the drugs involved. The number one fertility drug used in IVF is currently 700% more expensive in the United States than the rest of the world. And you know, we're ending on...
Right, guys, we're listening to Donald Trump's speech here. The adverts have just come on, so I'm just gonna, obviously you guys don't need to listen to the adverts. I think if I'm doing this on YouTube, I'll get swizzled. Let me skip that.
Seen before. Great for Medicare, Medicaid, even Social Security. Great for everything, I think, Dr. Oz. So it's something that's, to me, it's very exciting. I'm bugging him and Bobby all the time. How are we doing with that? And we're doing really good, Bobby. It's really going good.
I don't look, guys. I'm going to pause it there. Well, I've not paused it. I'm still watching it. So I've just broken live stream because Donald Trump is making a speech now. This is a speech on the Ukraine war. Look, guys, what I will say straight away is I don't believe that Donald Trump can play the same hand that he played in Gaza with the Russians. Gaza's this big. All right, Gaza's this big. They have no air force. They have no navy. They have no army. And most importantly, they have no nuclear weapons. Russia is this big. They have a navy. They have an asymmetric navy. They have spies. They have Tatushkas. They have all sorts of webs of deception. They have an air force. They have, they have forces. You can't play the same card with Russia, guys. You can't. You can't do it. Donald Trump can't play the same game.
Entirely out of their own pockets, which is not really possible to do. Oh, look who we have. Look at the great Maria Bartiromo. I didn't know. Did you get put into the regular pool pack? That's very good. Yeah, that's good. Nice to see you. I'm doing an interview with her in a little while.
So Priv Caro on YouTube is saying he's just going to go through all these ads first before getting to the point, hoping if he says something enough times, it will be enough to, through enough times, it will become facts.
Provide massive discounts to all fertility drugs they sell.
I can't, guys. I can't do this anymore. Right? I'm gonna leave him talking. As soon as the headline changes, it will say something different. I will jump back onto that because right now he just looks like he's waffling and trying to sell his domestic policies. This is supposed to be this was supposed to be a Ukraine war update, but what it looks like it is Trump promises to slash the cost of IVF in the US. So breaking news, everyone. Donald Trump prepares to slash the price of IVF in the United States for American citizens. Yesterday's prices, tomorrow's technology, today, only in the United States. Something like that, guys. I don't know. Maybe that's the way he's going. I thought this was going to be a Ukraine war interview. Doesn't look like it. Looks like he's talking about IVF or whatever. He's laughing. He's joking. Everybody's having kids. Everybody's laughing. We're all repopulating. Yeah. Sorry for you guys in America. Here in the United Kingdom, we're just dodging rape every day. Literally, in the United Kingdom, we're dodging rape. We're dodging stabbings. We're dodging all sorts of crazy shit. Look, guys, civil war is coming to the United Kingdom. I'm going to close this down on TikTok in a second, guys. I really am. And then I'm going to jump over to YouTube. So let me just give you guys a quick update on what's been happening. So the crux of this live stream is, and the leading article that I wanted to go with is all about Iran right now, guys. It's all about Iran. And nobody's talking about this. Nobody's talking about it. But do you know why they're not talking about this? They don't understand the complexities of asymmetric warfare. They don't understand military. They don't understand the complexities of law. They don't understand the complexities of maritime law. They don't understand the complexities of rules of engagement. That's why I'm from Sky News. I'll just read the words it says in front of me. Guys, I give you guys my real-time analysis, speculation, and analysis. So what I'm saying right now is the Iranians have just turned on their transponders to their dark oil fleet. I've done videos on that on YouTube, guys. Go check them out. So what that means is that now some of their dark oil fleet can be tracked. Hang on.
The per cycle cost of drugs used in IVF.
No, they're still talking about IVF. So what that means is because they've turned on those transponders on those ships, that means that they can claim, oh no, all our ships have transponders. So when an attack comes off the coast of Venezuela, I'm speculating, guys, I don't know if that's going to happen. I think that's the most likely thing. When an attack comes on a US strike carrier group and we start seeing frigates, battleships, destroyers, maybe even an aircraft carrier, certainly logistics ships being sank, and nobody knows why these ships are being sank, but there's an oil tanker just haw with no transponder on. Guess what? That's where those drones are going to be launched from. Look, guys, just think about it. You don't need that much. You don't need that much to launch a drone. You really don't. You need something. You don't even need it that stable. You know, you need a platform. And you know what's a real good platform? An oil tanker. An oil tanker is very big. It's very heavy. It does not move much, only in lots of wind. You know, so I would speculate that the Iranians are getting ready for it to conduct a drone strike in the naval sphere here, to conduct a drone strike from one of their oil tankers. And then how do you respond to that, guys? Like, how do you respond? Like, you're there, you're the admiral, you're the colonel, whoever, you know, what do? Do you sink it? Well, that's going to do well. You're going to have an environmental disaster. Everybody's going to say that the United States Navy is sinking civilian shipping vessels, sending them to the bottom of the ocean, and all your evidence has gone to the bottom of the ocean. Do you not sink it? Well, then you lose another ship. Where do you go with that? Where do you go with that? Look, guys, these are lessons learned from Afghanistan. Oh, hang on.
It's like to take credit for all of the things we do. We do the things and they take the credit. But I figure if you do enough of these, eventually people are going to figure it out. The Democrats have done nothing. This will make all fertility care.
They're still talking about IVF. So I think this is why it is, guys. I don't think this is a war update. I think this is a fertility update. And well done if you're living in America. If you want to be in America and you're not, Viagra's not working, come to the IVF clinic. We're doing 2 for 1. 2 for 1. You got 2 girlfriends? We'll do them both for the price of 1. Asymmetric naval warfare, guys. I was infantry, and one of the things that's very difficult when you're infantry is, imagine the scene now. You're having a gunfight with some bad guys. They run around the corner. They throw their weapons on the floor. And now they're not combatants. Now they're just people in the market. It's very difficult to deal with. And admirals, naval officers, they are going to find this out very soon. And they are going to have a lot of ships sunk in that context. Right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, guys, boys and girls, you guys on TikTok, I'm going to be closing you guys down now. I'm going to jump over. I'm going to keep Donald Trump on the back burner. I'm going to jump over to YouTube, and I will be talking about the inevitability of civil war in the United Kingdom. And look, guys, if you want to call me out, if you don't think I know what I'm talking about, I don't just welcome it. I encourage it, guys. Really, I encourage people with adverse opinions, diverse spectrums of knowledge. Please, guys, join the conversation and jump over to YouTube, guys. I'm the Real Raven 1 on YouTube. I'm the Real Raven 1 on X. I'm the Real Raven 1 on TikTok. But if you're not going to jump over to YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry, because I'll be back on tomorrow morning at 10. Anyway, guys, I'm going to jump over to YouTube now. So I'll see you guys there, or I'll see you guys in the morning. I think that should be on a t-shirt. Right. We are off.
Please, Dr. Oz.
Okay. Mr. President, I'm going to jump in here real quick. I want to start by thanking President Trump.
Yeah, they're talking about fertility, guys. Look, guys, if you live in the United Kingdom, but trust me, we have got more to worry about than fertility. We already know the most popular boy's name in the United Kingdom is Mohammed. And look, guys, I welcome that. I'm all for more Mohammeds, more little Mohammeds, more beautiful little Mohammeds running around doing their little Mohammed stuff. I think it's brilliant, guys. I do. I'm all for it. More Mohammeds for me, guys. More Mohammeds. Hang on, guys. Let me get the comment. Amir Cricket is saying scary would be to give up your future without fighting. The fight's already gone, Amir. Me and the family, me and my family. Oh, hang on, what's happened there? Oh yeah, she's going. Look, guys, Donald Trump, I don't know if you guys can see Donald Trump sat down in the Oval Office, but he just sat down like an absolute G. God, honestly, you can't not say what you want about Donald Trump. He's got charisma. Like he's oozing charisma. He just sat down in his chair in the Oval Office like a boss. And everybody else, sorry guys, sorry. Yeah, Amir Cricket is saying scary would be to give up your future without fighting. What else would be scary is can you imagine your home gets invaded and you know the bad guys are making their way through your house and they've got guns and tanks and bombs and there's more of them, and you say, and you throw the dog at them and they kill the dog, and then like you start throwing your kids at them, you jump at them, they kill you, your wife jumps at them, they kill your wife, then the kids, and you think like, well, what was that all worth? You're not even gonna. There's a little there's what's the movie? It's one of the Batman movies where he's got the nuclear bomb, not the nuclear bomb. The Bruce Wayne cracks nuclear fission because he's fucking Bruce Wayne and he's awesome. So he cracks nuclear fission and he says the world's not ready. They're going to turn it into a bomb or something. And what's her name? Is it Amanda Tate or someone Tate? She goes down and they're asked for some access codes. And he says, give me the access codes. And she gives them him. And she says, why did you give them him? He said, well, they're going to find them out anyway. And they would kill us and it wouldn't even slow them down. You know, that's the reality of living in the United Kingdom right now, guys. You can stand up and fight. Fight what? Fight who? We've been decimated, guys. It's really difficult, you know, and I don't want to be defeatist, but, you know, equally, you've got to understand if you're playing, if you're playing chess and you're on the back foot, you need to go for you need to start playing defensively. Silly. Oh, hang on. In fact, Sean, the song you was looking for, yes, the from Rocky IV, yeah, that was it, the easy out. And then Silly is saying, Jews news talking about house. Okay, right, guys, look, nobody's safe in the United Kingdom right now. Nobody. I would say the only people in the United Kingdom who are overrepresented with security is the Muslim community. That's what I would say, guys. So Silly, regardless what people are writing in the newspapers, you know, I don't think that's you know, I don't think that's the case. Guys, the comments are thick and fast. So Sean, what's your plans when it kicks off? Well, I'm relatively lucky because we live in a little village and we're quite off the road. I think what you're asking here is what the real question is, you know, and I've been asked this quite a lot of times. You know, people have been saying, Sean, we don't have money to leave the United Kingdom. You know, what should we do? And like, people are going to be shit out of luck, and that's the reality. There is no solution. People are just going to have to weather this and accept the new normal. And the new normal is going to be trying to get yourself into a gated community, because outside those gated communities, it's just going to be crazy. Crime. Look, guys, I could show, do you know what? I might, in fact, I'm not going to do it. It's too dangerous. There are places maybe 20 minutes from, maybe a 20-minute drive from where I am now. The police don't go there. They are very diverse communities. They have their own laws. Crazy shit happens there, guys, you know, and it's you know, there are places in the United Kingdom that the police don't go. They're not allowed to go, because if they go there, before they go there, they have to consult the community leaders. How is that even a thing? Like, do the police phone you up and say, Hey, Andrea Fenton, we're going to come and knock on your door. No, they don't. They're the police. They should have that authority. But in lots of parts of the United Kingdom, they don't have that authority. Sorry. So what's my plan when it all kicks off? So my initial plan, like our immediate action plan, is just like drive to Ukraine. Like if it gets really bad for us as a family, it will literally be drive to Ukraine. That will be our plan. That's our plan. We've got friends who I consider family who live in Ukraine, and capacity there. We can go there. We can go there right now. And we've got friends in Texas as well, but Ukraine would be our go-to place. We've got friends in Texas who are very, very welcoming. So the initial move would be, if things got really bad, would be to hunker down, probably, sell up if we can. If we can't sell up, then we just go fill the car with petrol and just go. We would literally, it would be a road move from the United Kingdom to Ukraine, and then we would reassess when we get there. Why Ukraine? Well, Ukraine is a relatively safe place. Kiev certainly, Lviv definitely. Yes, you get the, and I do think I answered that as well. Yes, in Ukraine you do get Shahed missiles coming in and Iskander missiles coming in, but do you know what you don't get? Do you know what you don't get when you're walking around Kiev city center at 2 o'clock in the morning? You don't get gangs of men of unknown origin, speculatively middle-aged white men. You don't get those men following you. You don't get men with balaclavas cruising around, you don't get that. That's not part of that culture. So why Ukraine? That's one of the reasons. Another one of the reasons is I first moved out to Ukraine in 2014, and I've got friends who I consider family out there, so that's why we'll be going. Will it not also be decimated? There are parts of Ukraine that are getting absolutely dilly smashed, guys. Kiev, Lviv, but you've got to think about like the risk. What is the risk? And I see that as a lesser risk than things in the United Kingdom, guys. I see that as a lesser risk. I would feel safe with the girls. Honestly, guys, I like from the bottom of my heart right now, I would feel safer. I promise you guys, I would feel safer in letting the girls play in one of the parks in Kiev than I would letting them play in one of the parks in Rotherham or Doncaster or Sheffield. So that's the reality. I think that's the only litmus test. Would you feel safer letting your girls play in the park there or there? Well, there. Right, we'll go there then. You don't get these people. It's not a thing. It just doesn't happen. I was watching a Patrick Christie, like a Patrick Christie on GB News. Guys, look, I've had a bit of not hate, but a bit of negativity because I've said some things about Patrick Christie. Let me put this straight right now. I have got no negativity about Patrick Christie. All I've said is sometimes he doesn't know what he's talking about. And I think that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. He doesn't mean to mislead people, but he clearly doesn't know what he's talking about. And Sean, I'm like, no, I'm a subject matter expert in what he's talking about. And look, he talks about a lot of stuff, and I'm not claiming anything else. And I like his content and I watch him and I think I get on with him. So, those people who are calling me out saying, Sean, you should have, no, stop it, right? I like Patrick Christie. All I'm saying is, an objective analysis is he doesn't know what he means. And he's reading things and he's not interpreting them right. But anyway, Endeavour to Preserve is saying, do you know what the president of... do you know what the president... I don't know. I don't know. Do you know what the president of Venezuela and Tommy Robinson have in common? They both like to sell cocaine. Right, okay. Listen, guys, that's what I don't know. I don't know anything about that. Silly is saying, Sean, there is peace in the Middle East, apparently. I don't let the silly. Let's see what happens on Friday, tomorrow. You're invited to Israel and think your professional experience will be a good use. Thank you, Silly. I really appreciate that. I would love to come to Israel. I just don't think it's right now. You know, there's so much happening in the world, and you know, it's really difficult. And I want to go, and you know, I've got lots of places that I need to go. I need to go to Sweden. I've got to go to Denmark. I've obviously got to go to Ukraine at some point. I really don't want to leave the UK because I'm leaving the girls, and like, I worry. Like, if you live in the United Kingdom right now, it's dangerous, guys. It's really dangerous. Like, every time the girls go to school in the morning, you know, I'm watching them on the little trackers, and they're like, you know, and I'm like, right, why are they taking so... guys, it's wild in the UK at the moment. So I don't think leaving the UK right now is on the cards. But certainly in the future, you know what? I might just do everything. I might just go on like a Raven World trip. I will go to Ukraine. I will get baptized again. You know, I'll get baptized and become a new, you know, become a reborn Christian. I'll go to Sweden. No, actually, that wouldn't work. I would have to go to Sweden, Denmark, Poland, Ukraine, Poland. Wow, this would be a trip. Israel, and then Israel back to Manchester. Amir is saying, if UK citizens will look for safety elsewhere, it helps the other party take over. Amir, I agree with you, mate. I agree 100%. This is the reality of the situation, guys. You know, you can't, it's like, if you're, you know the meme where there's the guy and he's trying to press two buttons? It's like, the two buttons are, defend myself and go to prison for racial aggravated assault, get raped. That's literally what it's like in the UK. Right, listen, guys, I said we were going to come on to it. So, civil war in the United Kingdom, guys, it's inevitable. I don't think people understand how close we are right now. We are one Run-a-Cabana event away from this, guys. Every day, if you look, you've got to understand the mood. You've got to understand the mood in the United Kingdom. So the mood in the United Kingdom is, you turn on your, so do you know what? I'm going to do it right now. Let me just get on my X, guys, and let me just get on my X. Give me a second. I'll just do it now, straight away. This is not planned. I'm just doing it now. Right. X is on. It's swirling. It's swirling. We've got, right. I'm just scrolling down. Tommy to young Bob learn to fight. Okay. Muslim MPs celebrate Jewish football supporters being banned from watching their team in England. So this is from an MP called Ayub Khan. So we've now got a Muslim MP called Ayub Khan who is celebrating that Jews can't watch their football teams play in Birmingham. What else have we got? We have got, oh God, we've got Bob Villan. Hang on. Bob Villan is crying about being cancelled by everyone for his anti-Semitism and his Nazi salutes, singing death to the IDF. I need to start doing more videos on Bob Dylan, don't I, guys? Honestly, I'm 10 years older than that guy. And honestly, like, I'm not trying to big myself up, but I'm looking at him right now. I don't even, honestly, guys, I promise you, I could turn up drunk with with my left hand tap. Do you know what? With my right hand, do you know what? I could turn up drunk and say to Bob Villan, Bob, I ain't even going to punch you, mate. I'm not going to punch you, but I can guarantee I'm going to knock you out. He's such a pathetic little weasel. He's such, I'm sorry, guys, I'm watching him. 4 hours ago, Bob Villan did a video. What else have we got? Every day we're jumping on guys, and it's always a gang, a group, a gang of men of certain Islamic imam and his followers gather in front of a church in the UK and ask their community for donations. So now we've got Muslims turning up outside a church. They look like Afghans as well, asking for donations from the people that go into the church. Do you not think that's a problem? It's just unbelievable, guys. And we are so close. And what people don't understand is people are just not talking about it. And as soon as that switch flips, everything's going to go, guys. Everything's going to go. And it's not just going to be us versus them, like I've said many times. It's going to be us versus them versus them versus them, allied with them. The police are going to be trying to do something. It's going to be chaos. In the United Kingdom, we have a huge Pakistani community. We have huge Indian communities. We have huge, getting bigger Afghan communities. You know, and all these communities are at war. We have Somalians. We have Sudanese. We have everybody in the United Kingdom. And all these countries have homegrown factions. And these homegrown factions are warring factions. And people think that what's coming, and I've said this so many times, people like when I say the word civil war, it's not going to be a civil war. A civil war would be us versus them, two opposing opinions. What we've got right now coming to the United Kingdom is hundreds of different, well, maybe like 30 different opinions, maybe 20 different opinions or something. And all those different opinions are going to want their own say. So what's going to happen is you're going to have segregation. You're going to have balkanization. You're going to have Northern Ireland. Like what happened in Northern Ireland is going to happen mainland UK, but on absolute steroids, with vast amounts of creatine, guys. Vast amounts of creatine. That's what's coming to the United States. Like the rape epidemic of our country, guys. I think people are awake to this now. I think people are awake to this. I don't think people are hiding to this. But people need to understand the rape epidemic. That was like, I mean, it's still happening. That was 10 years ago. The new epidemic is the amount of money that we're selling our utilities for. That's going to happen in the future. But right now, people are awakening to this rape epidemic. And it's not just girls, guys. It's not just girls, it's boys. I mean, there was an article about a guy. So there's an article about this guy. I think he was Sudanese or something. And he'd been done for raping a girl. He was like, he was a rapist. And while he was in court, he starts jerking off. Like, was he a doctor, an engineer, an architect? What was he? So these are the people that we're importing. These are literally the people that we're importing into our country right now. And it's going to get worse. It is getting worse by the day, ladies and gentlemen. And nothing good's coming. Inevitably, guys, this is going to lead to a civil war. And again, I use the term civil war because I can't think of a better one. But it's not going to be a historic civil war where you've got two opposing ideas. It's going to be a civil war where it's just chaos, just carnage. You will literally just be scared, like people are now, just scared to let their kids go out. Amanda Fenton is saying, least in Northern Ireland, we have experience in dodging the army men in Land Rovers. Are you in Northern Ireland, Andrea? Are you in Northern Ireland? I can remember when I was in the military, there used to be a thing called special duties. So you could apply to do special duties in Northern Ireland. It was called the Det or detachment. It was like sneaky beaky stuff in civilian clothes. And they would actually tell you, you cannot apply for this secret unit if you're black, because there's no black people in Northern Ireland. Turns out now that's a different dynamic. And look, guys, you know, Ireland, the Northern Ireland, we're all going through the same thing. And, you know, I think we're like united in one in that context. I do think the United States at some point are going to come and take over. They're going to take control of the United Kingdom. They're going to come to take control of Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland as well. And I think in that context, that will be when Russia defeats Europe in the Third World War. And then we will have to fight the Fourth World War. The Fourth World War has already started. The Fourth World War started before the Third World War. Oh my God, what a freak. All the places as well. The guy in court. Guys, let me just Google this because I'll share this with you. I'll share this with you. Right. Let me get hang on, guys. Give me a second. I'm just trying to find this. Oh God, there's just happened quite a few. There we are. Right, so guys, do you know what? There's actually Jesus. This has happened like this is wow. Like the amount of times this happens is like crazy. There we are. Sorry, guys, I'm just jumping up and finding the first article. Let me share this with you guys now. That was wild. Like the amount of times this happens. I'm just going to share this with you guys now. This is from the Scottish Sun. Again, it's been reported on a lot of them. Oh God, I'm accepting the cookies. I'm blocking that. Right. Asylum seeker performed sex act at the window of Scots migrant hotel at center of oh no, this is something different, guys. This is something different. I will find it and get back to you in a second. And remind me, God, it's all going off now, isn't it? It's all going off. Guys, I will find that and get back to you on that. But you know, 100% that happened. You know, there was this guy. He had been done for sexually, like doing something to a woman. And then while he's in court, he was wearing a red jumper. I can remember it was like a sketch, and he just started jerking off. So you're like, what is the entry? What is the entry bar to the United Kingdom? Like, he will be getting free food, free. I mean, if this guy hadn't, like, you know, I would speculate that it's only a very small amount of these attacks that have been reported. It's the rape of Britain, guys. This is going to go, I promise you, this will go down in history books. This is going to go down in history books. You know, what's happening to the United Kingdom right now. Hang on, let me close that down. Yeah. It will. This will go down in the history books, what's happening to the United Kingdom, and it will be known as the rape of Britain, guys. Amir Cricket is saying Hamas went back to Gaza, killing their Muslim enemies and Muslims who got aid from Israel. Look, ladies and gentlemen, from my experience in the Middle East, anyone who says they understand the Middle East does not understand the Middle East. you can't look and you can't deal with the Middle East like you would deal with the rest of the civilized world. You have to it's just wild, guys, you know. And some people you can't reason with. You just like, you know, the guy from Oxford University who was doing the he was doing the chant, Zios go back home. No, it was what was it? Gaza do us proud, put those Zios in the ground. Like that in itself's just like insane. What he said before that is even worse. People don't understand. Like people, yeah, that's, you know, everybody's like, that's the main focus thing. You know, oh, it's a chant, and that's what everybody's reporting. What he said before that was worse. What he said was the Palestinians are fighting a just and noble cause. This is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you have years of ideological subversion pumped into universities, education, infrastructure, religion, police, government. That's the product. If he hadn't have said that, and you know what, if that hadn't have been filmed, actually, that person would continue their university. So, what about the black guy? What about the black guy with the dreadlocks? You know, the pound shop Jack Sparrow. It's unbelievable, guys, and we're breeding this ourselves. In Britain, we need to put Britain first, and that's it. We need to put Britain first. Britain first, Britain's allies, Britain's friends. Anyone else, go fuck yourselves. Go back to wherever you came from. Go back to wherever you feel at home. Go back to whatever. Go and do it over there. It's like somebody said to me the other day, they said, Sean, why don't you go on the cross trainer? I said, because I'm not gay. Only gays go on the cross trainer. I run real fast. James is saying the Oxford University. I don't know his name either. Yeah, they got their house raided. I think this was their family's firearms. I don't think that's just him. Googly is saying I just walked for 2 hours straight, not including the hour as I sat down for a bit and stuff. Reckon I'm fit. Fitness is relative, Googly, Freddie. Fitness is relative. Look, guys, what I will say, if people are starting a fitness journey, make sure you enjoy it. If you're not enjoying that fitness journey, you ain't going to do it. You ain't going to do the next time. Choose small but achievable goals, but keep achieving those goals. All right, yeah, you know, wherever you are. I want to be able to walk up the stairs without stopping. Fine. I can only walk halfway. All right, whatever. Try and walk the next step. Try and walk the next step. Try and walk, you know, keep pushing yourself. Right, you can walk up the stairs without stopping. Okay, can you walk to the shop now? Okay, can you run to the shop? Can you walk briskly to the shop? And you keep building on it, but you've got to, the main thing, guys, you've got to enjoy it. You've got to enjoy it. You have to enjoy that 100%. Because if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to come back again. I'm just coming off an injury at the moment, guys. If you don't enjoy your fitness, you won't come back to it. And you've got to choose goals, and you've got to keep hitting those milestones. And when you hit a milestone, you don't go out to the pub and celebrate. You choose another milestone, and you keep going and going and going and going. That's how you get fit, guys. That's how you become the best version of yourself. Right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to close this down, guys. Now, I've just noticed the time. The crux of this video, you know, Iran, watch Iran, ladies and gentlemen. Watch Iran, watch the seas, watch the oceans. I'm saying it's going to happen around Venezuela. Something's going to get sank. And from an oil tanker. We won't know it's from an oil tanker. People will be speculating. People will be saying, who's this? Who's that? It's going to be from an Iranian oil tanker, guys. Mark this video. it, do whatever you guys need to do. Asymmetric warfare is real, ladies and gentlemen. It's real. It makes no sense anymore to fire missiles. It makes no sense to fire a 1.3 million Tomahawk missile carrying 450 kilos of explosives from a $3 billion aircraft carrier to strike a fishing vessel. Makes no sense. No sense. No sense at all. What does make sense is to use your dark fleet of oil tankers and launch a 100 grand Shahed drone carrying 500 kilos of explosives. That makes perfect sense. We're going to see very soon, guys. We really are. And civil war in the United Kingdom, guys, it's getting worse. It's getting closer. Every day you turn on the news. Every day you look on the, every day you look on the media. Every time you open, it's a gang of men, a gang of this, from this country, from that country. A girl that's 13, a girl that's 12. She was drugged. She was captured. She was taken hostage. All the same, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know what? It makes it even worse. We're paying for this ourselves in the United Kingdom. But listen, guys, look, I'm just looking now. A fight in Brighton. Look, guys, I'm going to leave this down now, guys. I'm going to close this down now. You guys have been fantastic. And I've been looking at some of your thumbnails. And I've got to be honest, guys. I think that you guys, you guys are the best looking. I think you are. I think you guys are the best looking. You're the best looking commenters I've ever seen. I really do, guys. I think you guys are the best looking. And I'm going to leave this with Lisa Jane there. Lisa Jane is saying, good night, beautifuls. She's saying silly and also good night, everyone. I hope everyone has a good little sleep. I'll be back on tomorrow morning and we'll be talking about whatever shenanigans have gone off in the last, 12 hours or whatever. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you guys later. Don't forget to like and hit the buttons. I don't say that enough. I'll see you in the morning.